Pe 21 februarie, în Club Colectiv din București, au concertat DJ Babu și Raka, membrii ai trupei americane Dilated Peoples. Cu o istorie ce se întinde pe parcursul a 24 de ani, Dilated Peoples și-a început aventura muzicală în 1992 în Los Angeles, California. De-a lungul vremii, trupa a colaborat cu Jurassic 5, Cypress Hill, Guru, Aloe Black, Swollen Members, Kanye West, Exhibit și John Legend. Oamenii au lansat 6 albume de studio în întreaga carieră, cel mai recent fiind Directors of Photography în 2014. Un material foarte apreciat de criticii muzicali, care s-a clasat pe locul 6 în topul albumelor hip-hop din Statele Unite. Hai să vedem interviul.
Yo, some people got good friends, at night I live my life right, intense. On the edge, on the wire. I'm from the group where friction leads to fire. Stack your bricks, the time is take your pick.
Hello, how are you?
Well, how are you?
Very good, man. This is not your first time in Romania. You've been here before. What do you know about our country?
It gets very cold in the winter. Has great food, incredible architecture, very dynamic history, and there are many legends about it written in Hollywood. Good hip hop scene too.
How was your European tour so far? You've been in Austria, Germany, Switzerland.
Right. Yeah, everything's been live. It's good. You know, we have Dilated Peoples, of course, that's our group, and also Babu is from world famous Beat Junkies. But Expansion Team Sound System is a combination of like a performance group and a party rocking MC host DJ set. So yeah, everything's been live. The crowds have been really crazy, and you know, we've been leaving it on stage every night. So I'm glad we actually get to end it here. That we don't have to worry about doing anything tomorrow. We can leave everything on stage tonight and have a great time.
How did you begin your musical careers?
For me, DJing was just a hobby that I started in high school, and you know, through just loving it so much, I started entering DJ battles, and it led to me, you know, getting more and more involved in the hip hop scene in Los Angeles. I started working at a record store called Fat Beats, where I met Evidence and Raka about the same time, and you know, and the rest is history. Yeah.
I was a church kid. My father's a minister, so I grew up in church, and that's where I was first exposed to like really powerful music. After that, it was just I became a graffiti artist, and in becoming a graffiti artist, I was all of a sudden I was around a lot of DJs and different people involved in other types of hip hop, other aspects of the hip hop culture. And that led to me just, I mean, like probably half the kids on the streets anywhere. You see a rapper, you want to be that, you want to be the next nicest one. But I just took it very seriously and focused on it and networked properly. And I'm from Rocksteady Crew and Zulu Nation also. And from those connections also came a certain level of respect and a certain level of connection as well. So yeah, I would say that's how it started though. For me, it all started in church. That's where I began my music.
How will you define your evolution as a musical artist and as a group through the years, from the beginning until now?
Well, the first part, I mean, as a musical artist, I mean, if you would have asked me at a certain time in my life, I would have said I'm one of the nicest rappers in the world, or I'm one of the, you know, but I think for now, I'm just, you know, I am an MC, I am a hip hopper, but I'm also a communicator, you know, I'm a bridge builder. So if anything, I guess that's what I do. I mean, I think it's great to just express randomly, but I feel like music is like a hammer. You can build with it, you can destroy with it, you know, and I think that's how I've seen myself. I think just my own interpretation of what I do is that it's much more focused and targeted at trying to achieve certain things rather than just stroking my own ego. And for Dilated Peoples, I mean, it started out as 3 people doing everything together and having one common vision, and it's grown and evolved into 3 individuals that share the vision of Dilated Peoples and at the same time support each other on our individual pursuits and visions.
Last year you've released Directors of Photography album, a most awaited and critically acclaimed album. What can you tell us about it and what it meant for you?
Well, Directors of Photography is our 5th studio album. And I guess for us it was a big deal because we had actually taken a long time off of recording music as Dilated Peoples. We had done solo records for, I don't know, it must have been a 6-year space between our last record on Capitol and directors of photography that came out on Rhyme Series last year. So for us, it was something we always wanted to do, but time just slips by as we've always toured, we've always just stayed busy doing what we enjoy doing, but got to the point where we said, hey, we promised ourselves and the fans that we were gonna do this album, and and we finally did it. And for us, it was a big deal because that pressure was on to really make the best album we could, and we care a lot about our legacy. We care a lot about the albums and the recordings that we had put out thus far. So for us to come out and in 2014, it was almost like a new group again, with the new generation of kids out there and people who may not have been up on Dilated. And for us, it was a body of work that we're all very proud of.
Yeah, I mean, it was something that it was a long time in the making. We started and stopped a few times. We didn't have to do it. We weren't under a contract to do it. We didn't owe anybody an album. We didn't have to make it happen. So because we weren't under that type of pressure, we were under pressure we put on ourselves to be better, to make it worth the wait. We took our time with it, and when it wasn't right, we didn't force it. We started other things and came back to it when it was right. So I think that it's a very honest album. It's a very pure album. It expresses us, and at the same time, it captures who we've become and how we've grown as individuals as well, and bringing that back into Dilated.
On the week, this is where I learned to stand on my own feet. So much I see on the streets of Venice Beach is where I cut my teeth. So much I see on the streets of Venice Beach is where I cut my teeth.
I saw their collaboration with Vince Staples, Damo Genesis, and Aloe Black. How is it to work with these guys?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Vince Staples, he's a up and coming artist that's definitely putting in the work and getting the recognition for that. Domo Genesis, Odd Future family, obviously they're worldwide, and they've done a lot over the past few years to really break into the business. Aloe Black is a veteran. I mean, we've known him since Eminem, since he was a rapper, before he was even singing, for people like that, full time. So to be able to work with each of them in different ways and in different places on the album was a great thing. We also work with Sick Jackin, and we work with different people on the album, but Vinny Paz, Oh No, Alchemist, we work with a lot of people on the record. Rhapsody, who else is on there? I feel like I'm missing somebody. Action Bronson is on there. Fashawn, shout out to Fashawn. He just dropped his album. Definitely go pick up that new Fashawn album. But yeah, I mean, it's a family project, and we had a great time making it. And to be able to extend the family and branch out and bring in the people that we feel that are generations under us that are doing it correctly and doing it the way that we appreciate it to be done. I mean, there's different interpretations of what that is, but for us, this is what we appreciate. So we invited that to be a part of our project.
What's the hardest thing that you encounter in your careers?
The hardest thing, at different times, it's different things. I mean, it could be just dealing with the bureaucracy and the politics of the music business, or it could be, personal relationships, and there's, but really, it's always worth it. I mean, we're here right now because it's worth it, and whatever trials and tribulations we went through, we stand on those things like mountains, so we have a better view of everything else.
I don't think it's one thing that's been hard. I think, maybe in a broader sense, us just the trials and tribulations of being in a band and being on a label and going through that whole experience. We may not have thought of it while it's happening, but just being a band and trying to succeed is not easy. Everything that comes with it, the struggles, the highs, the lows, having money, not having money, and everything that comes along with it. But I think that was the hardest thing, was just us trying to continue to do us and be ourselves as much as possible. But then, you know, putting our art in a place where you have to sell it, that's the toughest thing. You know what I mean? Like, we're not you know, we've always made music that was, you know, rooted in hip hop culture. So it's kind of hard to do art and, you know, keep it that pure when you're trying to sell it and eat from it and live from it. So that's always been a hard thing, I think, for us. And we somehow manage that balancing act of being able to, you know, do a record with Kanye West and then, you know, still, you know, be able to keep our fans there with us and have them grow with us and understand, you know, that we were trying to spread our wings and do different things. And, you know, so I think that's probably been the hardest thing in general. I mean, we could talk about hard moments like all day, but, you know, putting us on the spot, I think that for me was probably the hardest thing. You know, that's just, you know, trying to stay true to yourself and survive at the same time, you know.
Okay, a message to all your fans in Romania.
Hopefully you're gonna be there tonight. If not, you missed it. Oh my goodness, ask somebody about it. No, it's love. Thank you guys for always showing love to Dilated Peoples, to myself. Rocka Iversine's my DJ, my favorite DJ on the planet, DJ Babu. Evidence sends his best to everybody out here. I talked to Ev earlier and he says to tell everybody what up. So since you asked, what up from Evidence? And yeah, we move accordingly, man. Peace and blessings to everybody out in Romania.
Peace to everybody out in Romania. We'll be back.
Hey yo, check this out. This is Rocka.
Peace, y'all. DJ Babu.
Representing Expansion Team Sound System, Dilated People's Family, World Famous Beat Junkies. I think I like it on UTV.